All right, guys, before we move on, just to let you know, if you have certain watches that maybe you want to trade in, or perhaps you have a watch you've been looking for that you really want, but you're not sure how you can get it, we can actually help do it for you. Just fill in the details in the Google form in the comment section or the description. Either we'll already have what you want, or we will do everything we can to get it for you. So yeah, comment section and description. Just a few weeks after we trashed Rolex, we are back again for part 2. And recently, they have a interesting acquisition of this company called Bucherer. And this caused a bit of a stir in the Rolex community, especially among the retail holders. But, Jensen, give us a down low on what is the biggest development in Rolex recently.
Okay, the easiest I can put this summary out is, well, Rolex is a watch manufacturer. They manufacture watch, about 1 million pieces a year. It's one of the most popular, if not the most popular brand in the world. And they don't usually deal with the retail side directly. So you usually send it to companies like the Hourglass, Cortina, and they will be the ones who sell the watch.
They're the distributors.
Correct. Yeah. Now, Rolex wants to buy an actual distributor company that actually
one of the largest, all the largest.
Probably the
largest. So they are going downstream.
The oldest and the largest.
Precisely. They are the upstream. They're taking over the mid and the downstream, which is Bucherer. And Bucherer also owns Tonneau from the US.
Yes.
So that's the summary.
Yeah.
Do you think
so? Why are they doing this?
I mean, just like you mentioned about the retailers are not happy. I think the other watch brands are even more not happy than the Rolex collectors or retailers, right? I mean that it is a good news to all the from my point of view as a financial guy. It is a good news for all the Rolex collectors or Rolex owners right now because you have more point of access moving forward, where you can maybe in future you can treat this point of Bucherer across the world like a pawn shop or like a bank. You can actually sell back your watch to Bucherer easily anytime, because Rolex chooses Bucherer to be the first dealer that launched their pre-owned certified Rolex program, right? So imagine, if now immediately overnight Rolex have access to 100 over points across the world, it actually opened doors to 100 over points of that places where people that owns a Rolex that you can liquidate your watches anytime. So I think it's a good news for Rolex collectors, but
current owners.
But look, that if I'm other watch brands, I'll be quite pissed because Bucherer don't only sell the Rolex brand, they sell other brands like Omega, they sell other brands like Cartier and the rest, right? Yeah. And when this news broke in the market, the Swiss watch shares actually plunged by 25%. Actually, it's very simple. If today I'm Omega, if I used to have the best position of my brand in Bucherer, and I get to know that starting from tomorrow, Bucherer owns by Rolex, meaning indirectly, I need to...
The interest will be different already.
The interest will be different. Am I under Rolex, or am I in the mercy of Rolex to decide where am I going to put?
Probably in the mercy of Rolex, right?
Exactly, right?
This is a bit like if Nestle bought Tesco.
Maybe.
Or Nestle bought Village Grocer.
Something like that.
Or AirAsia bought Skyscanner. Now guys, if you have a watch in mind that you want us to review that we haven't reviewed yet, just let us know in the comments, right? We'll definitely respond to that and get to you ASAP. Something like that.
The thing is, you have to recall what we mentioned about the Rolex in the first video, right? So the way that people buy Rolex is they go through an AD, which makes you buy the other brands first, or the other watches first. Most likely you're going to buy a two-door, and even now two-door is up for grabs. The point is, right now, if you are the dealer themselves, Rolex is the dealer themselves, they will make you not buy the other brands first, but buy maybe the other lines of Lexus. Like if you want the Daytona, why don't you get a Cellini first? Why don't you get a two-door first? Or maybe get a pre-owned Rolex first.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Maybe. Yeah.
You don't touch the other brands anymore. So frankly speaking, we are not shitting on Rolex. The other brands are probably shitting on Rolex.
Or maybe there's a possibility, as Jensen mentioned just now, maybe Rolex want to make money from other brands as well. So because the rest of the brands have to pay a commission to the dealer and they have to pay a rental to the dealer. And guess what? All the profit now flows back to Rolex.
Yeah.
So he's a watch brand that now earning profits from other watch brand. Win now lor.
But why did it take so long?
Win now lor.
If it was so advantageous, why did it take so long for them to do it?
Did the
It's not
deal
easy.
go through?
Yeah. It's not
deal go
easy
through?
because you know
Yeah.
why? I mean, the Bucherer has been in the market for very, very long.
100
It's a
years, I think.
family,
Yeah.
more than 100 years.
100.
100 years. They are, I think it's 150 years. They are easily family owned. The decision is not easy according to both sides, Bucherer and Rolex, is because the latest generation don't think they can find somebody fit to take over the business moving forward.
See.
And Rolex has been the best business partner since then. So the first person they will go and look for is actually Rolex itself, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But if you ask me that, I dive deeper in why I said Rolex, you win again, you win Liao again.
You win.
It's because in London, I mean, there are a few streets which are very, very famous, like the Bond Street and also the Savile. Savile is famous for tailoring, and Bond Street is famous of all those luxury products, right?
Yes.
So I mean, if today you are a brand which is under Bucherer and you are not happy, you say, look, I'm going to move out. I'm going to open my own boutique, few door style, the Bucherer, right? Guess what? Most of the buildings and most of the properties in Bond Street is actually owned by Rolex.
Yeah.
So you still have to pay the Rolex.
Yeah.
So pretty interesting. It is. I think that this is the brand that I admire the most. Coming from, I mean, that I'm a sales and marketing person also. Look, I mean that a brand that can hold this type of brand status for more than 100 years, it's not easy. You can't really find another brand that can hold this type of branding commanding for easily 100 years, and people are lining up to give you money to get your product, and you say, sorry, I cannot take your money because all these are for exhibition. Shit on you again. Rolex. Right? So to me, it's amazing. This is amazing company, amazing brand. They know how to run their brand. They know how to do their marketing. Brilliant. Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think the other brands will stay?
Honestly, I think they have no choice.
Yeah.
You have one of the biggest distributors in the world that has 100 plus outlets all around carrying your product. You can't be pulling off your products off their shelves, overnight just because Rolex took over the company, right? So you will have to somehow, stick to their rules. It's their rules now. You have to pay whatever price that they're commanding for whatever, watches that you sell there. So it will have to be, you will have to be playing the Rolex game. The point is, I don't know whether if this deal went through. Did it went through?
It will go through lah.
It will go through.
It will go through. There's no spana in it.
It could actually be a antitrust thing, isn't it?
But you see, that's the
the
thing.
more Mike talks about it, the more I feel that this is a brilliant move that
Right.
could actually potentially threaten the entire
But see,
market.
that's where the brilliance of the industry is, right?
Right.
Putting the investing hat on. It's not a sector that the government really cares about. Like,
Yes.
it doesn't threaten national security.
True.
It doesn't threaten the livelihood of people.
Sure.
Rich people are going to complain. Oh, now my.
No, they're not going to
whatever.
complain. If most likely they have
Yeah.
a Rolex, then now they are actually able to go down to one of these stores that buys back your pre-owned Rolexes.
So rich people won't
At a-
complain.
at a
Poor
good
people
price.
won't complain. Middle class people won't complain.
the other watch companies probably would.
Who care? Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Okay, here's where I
why
think.
would it be an antitrust thing?
Here's where I think I'll go back to one of the point I made several videos back, maybe even several months back, that the watch market is going to evolve into newer old world, just like how wine did. Wine, there's an old world producing countries. You have French, you have the Italians, Spain, the European countries, and then now you have the new world, which is like Australia,
Chile.
even China, yes, Chile, the South American countries. So you have the newer old worlds. It essentially means that you move out your production to other countries, and you have new brands from other countries as well. So when all these old watch brands are doing their consolidation, Seiko included, Rolex and all this, then now you have all the other countries with their own independent indie brands coming out, and that is also going to be a huge part of the market. If one day we can all come out with our own brand, Botan Malaysia,
Yeah.
then maybe
Hey,
that will be fun.
there is one brand in Malaysia,
Which
Bottom
one?
Malaysia. Why not we talk about this next
Yeah,
episode?
we can talk about this. I think
really Bottom Malaysia.
Malaysian made watches.
Yes.
the way that all these old brands are working right now is basically consolidating, edging out a lot of fans, a lot of potential watch admirers and collectors. And all these new Buatan Malaysia brands is gonna come up. Come on, Malaysia, let's do it.
Yeah. So if you are enjoying the video so far, always remember to support us by liking, commenting, and subscribing. Click on the notification bell so whenever new videos pop, you'll know it right away. Yeah.
That's all I can say.
But to me, it's very scary because you look, I mean, that Rolex is already owning 30% of the market shares already.
Yeah.
With this move, I think I can easily see Rolex grow up to like 35 and maybe even 40. So you can imagine every 10 people who wear watches, 4 of them is Rolex. This is going to be boring, man.
No, I think
I'm serious.
Yeah, they might end up buying the other brands, right?
I'm not too sure, but I don't think so because Rolex is actually run by a family, trust, right? A family trust itself. And look, but a lot of brands, sometimes okay, this is a joke, right? A lot of brands say that they've been doing well during the pandemic. Their sales actually surged during the pandemic. Look, I mean that there's such a thing called bundle deal in the market, right? It's like maybe after you purchase a few, the dealers will tell you after you buy a few Cartier, you buy a few Omega, you buy a few GP, then I might give you a Submariner, right? So if you ask me, Rolex is actually in a way determining the sales of other brands already.
Then you can artificially create
the
branding.
Demand. Exactly.
Yeah, because it's like, Cartier and whatever is there.
Yeah, you buy those first lah, then only you can get a piece of Submariner, right? So actually this brand itself is already quite power in the market, right? I mean that the one that you can really like go head on with them is like the likes of like Patek Philippe and AP. Those
maybe even Cartier.
Richard Mille, maybe
Richard
Cartier.
Mille, yeah.
So again, like what Jensen said, you want to pull out from 150 outlets of Bucherer. How fast can you open your own boutique of 150 boutiques in the whole world?
Yep.
So you have to wait. No matter how unhappy you are, there's a sales target hanging on your head because you are a listed company.
Yeah.
You need to deliver, right? But for Rolex, it's different. They are not owned by any organization. They are family trust run. So, but they have been doing fantastic management and move for the whole brand itself. I really appreciate them. Yeah.
I'm not sure whether this is shitting on Rolex, but definitely what we are feeling right now is, woo, this is not a nice feeling, man. It's a shitty feeling.
Yeah,
the watch is.
I think there's a mixture of excitement and
there is
like uncertainty, right?
Yes, there's a mixture.
We don't know what's going to happen to the watch market now that
I want the watch
big guy
market
has become bigger.
Correct.
And I won't feel happy if out of 10 people sitting on a round table, 4 of them is wearing Rolex.
Kind of lame.
Everyone
also got it.
Well, maybe now in Malaysia, you're sitting on a table of all uncles. Maybe 10 of them will be wearing the Just Half Gold, which is already happening in Malaysia. Or maybe in China or in Hong Kong, right? Because it's a status of it's a symbol of success and rich uncle. So well, I don't wish this to happen in the next few generations where everybody is wearing Rolex. Then it's going to be very boring.
You know what? Let's talk about independent brands next time.
Yeah.
Let's balance things out a little bit.
Exactly.
Let's support Malaysia, support local.
Yeah.
Alright, guys, look forward to that video, guys. It will come probably next month, somewhere in October, November.
Yes.
We'll definitely do the video. And guys, we did not really shit on Rolex. Well, in some ways we did, in some ways we didn't. It's the good kind of shit,
Yeah.
Right. It is.
And guys, that's it for the video today. Always thankful for both, Jensen and Mike to share their thoughts and any questions about all of this. If you disagree with us, if you really think it's a bad thing, let us know in the comments. But whatever you do, thanks for the support, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Flighty right here.